We are.
All right, welcome to the Mary Grant Workshop, I'm calling it, because we're not really having a formal meeting. We are here today on September 30th to discuss our pumpkin carving party, which will be Saturday, October 21st. I just have rough notes. I'm more than happy to hand out so you can follow along if you're so inclined.
Thank you.
So the first thing we need to decide that's not on here is the time. The past few years, we've been all over the clock on when we want to do it, in the evening, in the afternoon. My lovely wife and I were speaking on the way over here, and we were thinking instead of 4 or 5 hours, shortening it to maybe 2 hours, and having it earlier in the afternoon, like 1 to 3 maybe. Thoughts, comments?
Well, if
Don't
we
we
say
have-
3, it'll go to 4. You know, if you
Right,
say 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But if we say it ends at 3, we can start picking things up at 3, knowing that we'll probably be there till 4 or 4:30 anyway.
We
Right,
can try it. See how it goes.
Okay. Okay.
1 P to 3 P. Which works out well, because like I said, the soccer tournament is that morning,
Right.
Oh, wow.
so then it will be good.
Okay. So last year, we planned on 100 kids. I think we had like 120 pumpkins or so, and we wound up donating probably 15 to 20 pumpkins to a local farmer for his animals. So I think planning for 100 is a good number again. Everyone okay with that?
Yep.
Mr. Neal, you okay with that?
It's a goal, you know, if we
Yeah.
can get 80, 90, then-
Yep.
Oh, I haven't talked with Art Kelly yet.
Right?
I like to keep him as a, you know, backup.
Right?
so
That's
that all
fine.
of a sudden, and this is what has happened most years. We get there, we're a little worried that we're gonna have enough, and I run over there and pick up another 20 pumpkins.
Right, well,
So as I say,
I mean, in all honesty, I love having the backup. And it's great that he's willing to do that for us.
but
But part of me also says, you know, we're planning on 100, we're purchasing or we're getting 100 pumpkins. If you're out of pumpkins, you're out of pumpkins,
Right.
you know? I mean, obviously, kids are gonna be sad if they come to carve a pumpkin and there's no pumpkin for them, so that's why I like having art in our back pocket.
So another reason for the time change also, in Shapley is doing their trunk or treat
That day.
that day, that evening at 5 o'clock.
oh,
So
Could be a good day, full day for people.
it'll be a very full day, yeah. I mean, traditionally, that's our Saturday anyways, the one before Thanksgiving
Our trunk or
weekend.
treat, right?
Thanksgiving weekend. Halloween weekend.
All right,
All
Yeah.
right, that's good.
so we're gonna plan on 100. Can you talk to
I'll-
Mr. Kelly about just being a backup for us? If he's short again this year, I know he was short last year,
yeah.
we'll buy him if we have to. I don't have an issue with that. But I know he's also willing to donate, so. So speaking of donating pumpkins, who will go to at least 1 or 2 different places to look for donations of pumpkins?
So we've already talked to Larry Dansereau over on Fox's Ridge, and he is growing pumpkins, and they are late this year.
Mine are,
So-
I don't know if you saw my yard, I have pumpkin vines everywhere, and I've only got 4 pumpkins
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, so he said he has plenty of pumpkins, but they're all really green. But we already have a plan to check in with him again, closer to the event.
Maybe next week or a couple of weeks from now.
And I still need to check with Joe Ruma, because he said last
Yep.
year that he was willing to grow them for us this year, but I don't know what the status of that is. Where we had such an awful wet summer, I don't know what he got out of his pumpkin patch,
I
so.
tried to grow them for you too, look, I got 2.
Yeah, it's awful.
I'll check with Hannaford. Just interesting note, last year I checked with Hannaford and, it wasn't sure and whatnot and everything. So next thing you know, boom, we had the event, it was over. The next week I go in and he says, "Where you been?" He says, "I got 50 pumpkins out here for you."
Oh, crap.
thing. Now you tell me.
Right.
Now you
So, I mean, you can, I think that if we ask, like Hannaford or Shaw's or any of the big box retailer, I think we need to follow up the week before and say, listen, our
Oh, yeah,
event's next
yeah.
week. I need to make arrangements to get them picked up, yada, yada, yada.
No, but as I say, usually I have my, little sheet of paper all about, the pumpkin thing.
Is it helpful when we talk to people for pumpkin donations to have a flyer for the event?
It usually, like, I
Yes, I
just
think
did
it
that
would be.
for, another fundraiser I was doing, and what I do is, I make up a letter with a tax ID number on it.
Right.
And then I bring that letter with us.
Okay.
Because they want to have that, because that's how they can get it
Right.
written off.
Right.
So that's how I've been doing it. If you want to create one of those, I can start going around with it.
Yeah, I mean, we have something we've used in the past. I will update it for this year. I will also reach out to Dan Norwood. He has expressed his willingness and interest in creating flyers for us as needed for our events.
cool.
So I'll see if he can create a pumpkin flyer for us this weekend. And then I can get them out to you guys.
I'll send out copies of what I use
Okay. All right.
and be free to change it or whatnot. If we get an idea, like if you have one, you said it, and all of a sudden, oh, that's better than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to come up with a standard that we can use year after year, just
Yeah.
update it,
Change the date on it.
Yeah, change dates or times or whatever. So we're all doing the same thing.
My nurses, we have a sunshine fund that
Mm-hmm.
we call. The nurses would like to donate, my nurses would like to donate $100 to this event.
Okay, excellent.
Very nice.
You tell me what you want me to do with that money.
If you just want to bring it to the town hall and
Okay.
tell them it's for the Mary Grant Preserve,
Okay,
they will just put it into our account.
all right.
Because,
And I'll say it's for the pumpkin.
yeah,
Yep.
because when Tammy and I go out and purchase stuff like the food and things like that, when we get reimbursed, which isn't all the time, that money comes out of the Mary Grant account anyway, so.
Okay, we'll do that.
It
Haven't done
just
that in a while.
keeps everyone honest, for lack of a better term.
Oh, that's fair.
And it also keeps the town administration happy because all the money is flowing through the town account, which it should be, so. So Dick's gonna talk to Hannaford. We've talked to, Mr. Dancer up on Fox's Ridge. Does anyone else want to talk to anybody about pumpkins?
I can go to McDougal.
Okay. One of the things that's worth mentioning is we're willing to pay for them, so if we buy 50 or 100 pumpkins, will they cut us a break on the price, right? That's kind of what we did with Larry Dancero last year. He cut us an awesome deal on whatever pumpkins he had sitting there. And we just took them all.
Personally, I'd like to keep that as a,
How much were the pumpkins
They don't-
each? Excuse me, Dick.
I think we wound up paying $2 or $2.50 per pumpkin at averaged. Yeah.
That's not bad, yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to keep that in my back pocket. I'd like to get pumpkins donated if we can first.
we
Yeah.
talked a thing, and like I say,
Have we ever
I'll
reached
start
out to
out,
Farm Field
you know.
Greenhouses in Lebanon?
No, not yet.
but if I get a commitment, I will turn around and pass the word on so that you kind of keep track.
Okay. So we said we're planning on 100. I'd like to have 120, 125 pumpkins total. I'm not above donating them to the trunk or treat for the school the following weekend or a local farmer for their animals. Keller's gonna check with McDougal, Dick's gonna check with Hannaford, Tammy and I are already talking to Larry Dancero, and do you wanna talk to Farm Field in Lebanon as well?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. And hopefully between all of them, we'll get all the pumpkins we need,
Yep.
and we'll go from there. I'm not above going to like Hannaford or Lowe's and saying, listen, if I buy this whole pallet of pumpkins, what do you charge me? Right? Especially as we get closer to Halloween. If we don't think we're gonna have enough pumpkins, then that's the tactic we take at that point.
We
So,
always pull it off.
We always come
Yeah.
up with it somehow.
Candy, we gotta talk candy.
We're getting there.
Okay.
He's spicy today.
All right, so carving tools, so, as we know, Linda has taken a step back from the committee for personal reasons. However, she did express her willingness and desire to help out however she can at the pumpkin carving event. And I'm saying this now because she has all of the carving tools at her house still.
Yeah, she washes them and stores them.
So I have not been including her in emails regarding the committee. However, once we have things settled today, I will send her an email and say, these are our plans.
Do we have the carving tools?
If you want to show up and help, we're more than welcome to have you. If, you know, if your personal life allows it that day. If not, we just need to make sure we get the carving tools from her. And she can drop them off and run. One of us can go pick them up. I don't care how that works. All right, so now we're going to talk about candy because it's not really on this list yet. So we're going to need candy for the goodie bags, for the piñata, and do we want to do a candy walk? And if we do a candy walk, we're going to need additional candy for the candy walk.
And people.
And people for the candy
Well, I'll
walk.
reach out to the school again.
Okay.
Those kids really enjoyed that last year.
I thought that was great. It's great for them, especially if they need volunteer hours for
They do
school.
need volunteer hours,
I'm
yeah.
more than happy to sign off for volunteer hours for that stuff.
Yep.
They don't have to do anything really other than go stand by some of the storyboards and hand out candy when kids walk by. Do we want to do a piñata this year?
That's
Yeah.
always success.
Such a popular event.
Success.
Okay. So last year, Tammy and I purchased a piñata from, I don't remember where, but then we also fortified it a little bit at home. We made it a little bit stronger so it would last a little bit longer, which I think worked great last year.
Yeah, I pulled out my Halloween box and I still have a whole bunch of supplies left in there, so I can do that again.
Okay. I know John Dennekamp had a ball helping me with the piñata thing last year, so I'm going to hit him up. And I know Hope also expressed an interest in helping us however we needed help.
Yeah, I'll reach out to them again.
I don't know how well that's going to work. They're still involved in the rec for coaching and things like that, right? I know they're not on the committee anymore.
I think John still teaches, is still.
John's
doing-
a coach.
Coach for soccer,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
So we'll reach out to Hope and John and see if they're willing to help. I know I'm kind of all over the place here. So cookie kits, do we want to do decorate your own cookie kits again? I think that's a big hit personally. So Tammy has already told me that she has agreed to
Cook 28
bake
dozens.
cookies, not 28 dozen, I just realized my typo there. We're thinking probably 2 cookies per cookie bag along with frosting and decorations. We have all the decorations, all the jimmies and stuff already.
Yeah, I believe it's,
In years past, we've just purchased tubs of frosting from Hannaford, orange frosting, which I think we will probably do again. If memory serves, they gave us a deal on it last year because we told them what we were doing. No?
no, I just bought it.
Okay, that's fine. So the question on the cookies is, do we want to have them decorate cookies there or put it in the goodie bag to take home and decorate? I can see pros and cons to both.
I think, just my opinion, in the bag for them to take home, because if not, they're gonna rush through doing their pumpkin so they can get at those cookies.
And then eat the cookies.
And then, well, I mean, I don't care if they eat them or decorate them really, but I just wanna make sure that, you know, they're there for the pumpkin event, not
Right.
for the cookies.
Yeah, that could be part of the goodie bag to go home.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, give them something to do. Because we only got 2 hours anyway, right?
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also like the take-home idea because we can also say, when you're done decorating the cookies, take a
Please.
picture and stick them up on our Facebook page,
Yeah,
right?
that's good,
And
right.
I can make little cards or something to put in every goodie bag or every cookie bag and say, you know, these are for you to decorate, please snap a picture or 2 when you're done and put them up on the Facebook page.
Right.
Speaking
Speaking of goodie bags, can I talk about that?
Absolutely.
Okay. When Party Supply was going out of business in Newington, we happened to stop in and they had our goodie bags.
Nice. Oh,
I
yeah.
bought 100 of them for 20 cents a piece,
So
so
I remember that, yeah.
super excited. I have all of the goodie bags for this year, and I just placed my order last week for all of my stuff coming from Oriental Traders for the goodie bags, and that'll be here this week, so,
So it's more than just candy, which is always a good thing, I think.
yep.
Plus the piñata, we're gonna put piñata or just candy in the piñata?
Probably.
I have enough stuff to do both, yeah,
Wonderful.
because I got everything on sale. I spent,
Going out of business is awesome for
Absolutely.
love it,
I was a little
Not
bit,
good for them, but
right?
I was a little bit sad that Christmas tree shops closed because that's
No.
where we got a lot of
That's where
the
good
paper goods that we used and, you know, little chintzy stuff for Halloween or Thanksgiving or whatever, so.
Little decorations and such, but yeah, we didn't catch that one, which I was sad, but.
That's all right. All right, down to food. So in years past, we have done burgers and hot dogs and chips, and essentially done a full meal, right? Tammy and I are of the opinion, especially because it's only gonna be a couple-hour event, that we just make a big vat of mac and cheese and have drinks and maybe a couple of finger food items or cookies or something like that on the table. I don't want it to be about the food, I want it to be about the pumpkins, but I want to have the food there, especially because our community does have some food insecurity issues. So I want to make sure people have
What do you
food
mean?
available.
Food insecurity issues.
A lot of kids don't eat 3 meals a day, 2 meals a day. A lot of kids rely on school for meals.
Yes, yes.
So I want to make sure we have something there. I don't think we need to do a 5-course feast, though. Thoughts on that, like a big vat of mac and cheese or American chop suey or something
American
like
chop
that?
suey would be good.
Or we could do like a medium vat of each or something like that.
one of each, yeah. Do you want us, I can make one or the other. Do you want me to?
Sure, whatever.
Okay.
So Kelly, if you want to do the American chop suey, Tammy will do mac and cheese.
I do have a good mac and cheese. I fed the high school swim team for 4 years,
Every Friday.
every Friday.
I'll call it American chop suey. It's Irish chop suey, but that's okay.
Either way. It's basically pasta,
Pasta.
you know? Drinks. Do we want to have various sodas? Do we just want to concentrate on water? Because soda always goes first, and I know a lot of kids don't necessarily need all the extra sugar.
Especially on a sugar day.
Yeah,
And it's not good.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm okay if we just do water bottles.
Yeah, that's
Waters, or,
good.
you know, we can do water bottles and maybe
Okay.
flavored water. I don't know.
And that actually saves us some funding too.
Water is good.
You know, we can go out
And
to
stores
BJ's
easy.
and get a couple of big packs of the
Yeah.
small bottles and be done, so.
For the grown-ups, you're gonna have pot of coffee?
I will have
We
a
will
pot
have
of
a pot of
coffee.
coffee, especially for you, Dick, and if other people would like a cup of coffee, Virginia, we will have coffee there.
I'll break out the big pot
Yeah,
back
so
for
the-
that day.
The plan is to have the big pot of coffee, and then we might brew the small 12-cup pot of decaf, especially if it's gonna be chilly out that
I
day.
know.
Let's pray
No,
for
but,
good weather.
You know, a lot of the parents, they're just
Yeah.
standing around and.
Yeah,
and at least
Have it,
a cup of
coffee, yeah.
something.
absolutely. So, I mean, we have everything we need for that. It's not gonna cost us anything.
No,
It's
but
just a matter
I
of
just
doing
wanna,
it, so,
you know,
yeah,
so that
absolutely.
I get up there and all of a sudden, where's the coffee? And say, what coffee?
I don't know about any coffee.
Anything else on the food? Thoughts, ideas, suggestions, concerns, comments?
Chips.
If we're doing pasta, do we really need the chips?
No, I'm just saying,
That's why I
like
didn't
finger,
mention
you
it.
know, little snacks here and there. You know, it doesn't matter to me one way or the
Just
other.
some
But
cookies or something, just for this.
So Tammy and I talked about a tray of cookies from BJ's on the way up here. So we can certainly add that. Do we want to do a variety of chips? Do we want to do popcorn? I'm just trying to do things a little bit different, just to mix it up.
Yeah, maybe some popcorn might be fun because,
One of the things I just thought of was maybe going to Market Basket and buying the big Mega Jagunda bag of popcorn they have.
yeah. Oh. Yeah, they have really big things of popcorn. It's not bad.
Yeah.
We have it in the back of the car for
And then,
stops,
I wouldn't necessarily bag it up, but we would put some in cups for kids or something like
Get
that.
some of those little Dixie cups and
Yeah.
just
Yeah, absolutely.
hand them out that
Absolutely.
way.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
everyone okay with that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay. The last thing I have on my list, and we've talked about it a couple of times, but we've never been able to pull it off, and I don't think it's going to work this year, because we're earlier, it's going to be light out, is a movie. We had planned on doing a movie night this year, but then we bagged it as a committee. I'm of the opinion that maybe we can do something closer to Christmas as a sponsored event here, and we can do a Christmas movie, like Polar Express or Elf or something like that, that's kid-friendly.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus is a good one for
For
Halloween, if you
Halloween,
wanted to
yeah.
do that.
it'd be nice if we did a Polar Express event here and kids can be pajamas and we could serve, hot cocoa and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. We could totally work with Terry, too. I mean, I think that's right up Terry's alley.
Right.
So we can work with her and say, this is something we want to do. Can you help us?
Yeah.
Organize and put the word out, because I feel Terry always gets a better response than we do when we do things for the town, other than the pumpkin event, so. I think that was all that I had to mention. Anything else that we need to worry about candy again?
Yeah. How many bags? 2
I
bags
don't know.
apiece?
That's the problem. So, I know when Tammy and I go to BJ's, we're gonna buy several big bags of candy. And if you all can get just 2 or 3 smaller bags of candy, we should have enough. And then if we have any unopened bags left, I'm more than willing to throw it into the school for their trunk or treat stuff.
I gotta go buy candy for trunk or treat anyway, so
Okay.
might as well pick up my.
Are you doing a trunk?
While I'm there.
You doing a trunk this year?
I might be. Yeah.
Okay.
We did cone heads one year. It was so fun.
That was all I had to discuss. What else? Am I missing anything?
I will say that it's out there. People are already asking me about the
Yeah.
pumpkin event.
I've,
They
I've,
really-
I've held
they really
off until we
popular.
have this meeting because we were unsure of timing.
Yeah.
So I will get something posted on Facebook. I will also make sure it makes the town newsletter next week, as well as on the town calendar. We'll see how much
Yeah.
people pay
And
attention.
then we'll start flooding Facebook and.
Yeah,
As I was leaving soccer, I think 5 people asked me.
Okay.
"Hey," I'm like, well, I'm heading to we'll be out this week.
Yeah.
Good.
so that was it. So I will take care of, I'll put a Facebook post up today, and then when Dan gets us the flyer he's gonna create for us, assuming he's still going to do it, I will also get that up there, as well as in the town newsletter and webpage. What else?
That's it.
Anything else? Anybody?
Can we get it on the big sign out?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Either-
Absolutely.
Either that or the fire department. one,
Yeah.
both. Yeah.
Maybe be able to do
So people
both.
drive by and they say, oh, remember, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got to, that reminds me, we've got to grab the big pumpkin from the grant and
Yeah.
get that updated,
That will need to be
remade.
replaced at some point, probably before next year's event.
Yeah. Getting pretty sad.
Yeah, we can grab it and get it updated with the correct date and time, and then we'll get it up there, this weekend or next weekend. Anything else about the pumpkin event? That was all I had.
Okay,
Thank you all.
all righty.